Hi, this is Tess, your FMCG business coach. Today I want to talk to you about product visibility, and what I mean by that is how you can make your product more visible across channels. That is, either you're using the supermarkets or you're using the traditional market, which is the open market, how you can make your product stand out. Fortunately, where I'm seated today gives a good illustration of that. So you see that the background of where I'm seated has so many elements in it. And so if you're not careful to listen to what I'm saying, the element behind me may distract you. However, you are, as a manufacturer, you are interested in what I want to say because you believe it will help your product. It's the same way in a supermarket. There'll be many other products that will be trying to distract the consumer's attention. But your job with your packaging is to ensure that your packaging plays the kind of role that I'm playing now. Your packaging communicates value, that your packaging communicates information, such a way that when consumers pass by and there are other elements of distraction on the supermarket shelf or even in the open market, they will still be able to pick you out because of the value you deliver and because of the tangible and intangible value that you deliver. But today I want to zero it down to your packaging, because as consumers, like I always say, we buy first with our eye, and our eye connects to our emotion, and from there we now make the purchase. We now make the purchase that we make. So how can you make your package or your product stand out in a supermarket shelf? First thing I would say to you is that, as I said many times already, we buy with our eyes. So your product has to be in such a way that it is attractive to the consumer. And by attractive, I don't mean go and slap red or yellow or, just different vibrant colors on it. Yeah, color block range, but yeah, that is gone for now. What I mean by attractive is by the choice of color that you use. Red are certain colors. Red and certain other colors are some of the colors that you can actually use to draw attention, depending on the product category that you're dealing with. So if you're using red, for instance, or you're using orange, or you're using green, or you're using, just colors that stand out, depending on how that color play against the different elements that you have on your pack. But what you want to ensure is that if, for instance, you're going into the manufacturing of juices, for instance, you know that juices in this country over time have played with too many color palettes. A lot. Sometimes you see them ranging from blue to purple to different things. You may want to take a neutral ground by being different, by making your juice just pure white with your logo on it. So I don't want to deal too much on this. I have a class already on product packaging. If you want to do that, you feel free to go and look at that. But today, I just want to mention very quickly 4 elements that can help you stand your product out on the supermarket shelf. One of it I already mentioned, which is in the colors that you use. And your colors have to do with your branding and how you assimilate and just put all the colors together to make it something pleasing and attractive to the eye, play a very big role in how your products stand out on the supermarket shelf or across any channel. The second thing I want to talk about is the value that you're communicating to the customer. So imagine that a customer comes into an outlet or a channel now, and they want to buy something like, maybe for lack of a better example at this time, they want to buy like poundo yam or poundo, any of this Nigerian flour that we use. And then all of them are saying yam powder, this one, from this brand, yam powder, from this manufacturer, yam powder. So what you want to do at this stage is ensure that even if all the other brands are just calling theirs yam powder, you can change it in the descriptor by calling your own something different, something that still means yam, that is still a connotation of yam, but it's not called yam powder. So you can just call your own yummy yam, for instance, or you can call your own yum, or something just a little bit different, that is using your product descriptor as a differentiating factor on your products while it's sitting on the shelf. So there are many cases like this, which I cannot go into at this video, they are producing the same thing, the regular product, but the way they have described it has helped to stand them out on the shelf. So we have mentioned 2 things. We've talked about the colors that you use on your packaging. We have talked about the descriptors that you use on your packaging. And the descriptors are usually connected to the value that you are giving. The third thing that you can also use in standing your product out on the shelf is actually the language that you have used. Language in the sense that, like I always say to my clients, even if you are just manufacturing from your kitchen, I give you a mindset, or I train you into having a mindset of a global product. So if your product is going to go global, and from your kitchen you're already thinking about that, or from your small factory you're already thinking about that, then it means then that you begin to put in global elements into your product. And what do I mean by that? So in Africa today, and because of the climate where we are in the English-speaking West Africa, right? But there are some parts of Africa that don't speak English. They speak English, but their lingua franca is not English. So does it mean that when your products get into such countries that they will not sell? So from the beginning already, I always tell clients, take your products. At the back panel of it, you can make the front all English, but the back panel of it, imagine with me, that you divide it into two. One side of the panel is in English, and then the other side of the panel is in French. Everything that you have said in English, you will translate on the other side in French as well. This will now help you cover both the Francophone countries and then the English-speaking countries within Africa. And if you even want to take it a step further, you can even decide to do Arabic, but I would strongly recommend that you keep it to two languages, English and one other one, so that you are not just spreading yourself too thin. We've talked about 3 elements now. I did promise you 4. Number 1, we've talked about the colors and how that plays on your package or your products overall. We've talked about the language and how you can, the description, that's the second one. We've talked about descriptors, how you can use that to communicate value. And then the third one, we talked about language, how you can actually use bi-language or 2 languages to communicate on the same package, so you can reach wider audiences or wider locations or wider consumer base. So the last and the final one, I want to talk about packaging. A lot of times we don't realize that the packaging format that we use in our product actually determines to a large extent the choice, the consumer choice. So let's say I want to package something like what's it called, like Zobo, for instance, which is like a popular refreshing drink in Africa. I package Zobo and I decide to put it in sachet. So when you, for some things in this part of the wood, some products go with certain packaging formats. So putting Zobo in a sachet is already like a misnomer in the mind of the consumer, because according to the consumer's mindset, Zobo should actually be in either a bottle or in a carton. And when I mean carton, you know, the reclosable, disposable cartons. So the consumer mind already registers that most drinks that have value, even if you are targeting the bottom of the pyramid or you are targeting low income earners, Zobo should not be in a sachet, because number one, not only is it a problem for channels to be able to stack you, you will incur a lot of losses, because when you stack them on each other, they start to burst and you're losing money in your business that way. So to keep a long story short, please match your product with the packaging format that registers in the mind of the consumer, so that you will not have to tell too long a story in selling the product to the consumer. So I hope this has helped. I could go on and on about packaging because I had over 10 years experience working in a multinational packaging company. But for now, I'll keep it short. If you need any more information around your packaging or around any of the 4 points that I've mentioned, my social media handles are displayed across the screen. If you have any question around any of the 4 points that I've touched on colors, on descriptors, on language, and on packaging, then please feel free, send me a DM or write me an email, and I'll be very happy to help you. All right, then, until then, please like, share, comment, and let me know how we're doing. Okay, thank you very much, and God bless you.